Right, firstly, welcome to another episode of Roam Life. Secondly, I just want to let you guys know that we have our new Roam Life pre-order t-shirts available on our website now. These are the Chrome Life tees. They are going to be available to the 4th of May, so you guys have to be very quick. It is only a week from this video release date. I definitely put a lot of effort into these shirts and I hope you guys like them. So if you do want to grab one, roamlife.com, jot it in, and the link will actually also be in the description. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. So g'day everyone and welcome back to another episode. This is actually not going to be your normal episode because as you guys know from the last episode, I still have bloody COVID. I'm still a little bit sick actually, so I probably still got it and I can't really leave the house at the moment to go get parts. So today is just going to be like a random mix of just random shit that I got to do in the shed pretty much. First thing I wanted to talk about is the trailer. Now I did actually manage to go out and I got 3 of these jerry cans here. They're about $16 on sale at Supercheap, so I thought that was pretty cheap. Now Army Green is the only color that I could get that was acceptable to run on the Black Ops trailer here. So that is how it's gonna look with the jerry cans in it. I don't think that looks too bad. They definitely would have looked better if they were black, but it's really hard to get black jerry cans that aren't just like diesel jerry cans. And I really wanted like a food grade sort of tub for drinking water if we had to drink it, which you probably won't. Now the other thing I did want to quickly mention is there was a lot of concern about the strength of the spare tire here. And now that I actually think about it, it definitely isn't strong enough. I'm no fabricator, so I just try and sort of wing this stuff as I go. So I'm definitely gonna brace that up a lot more in the next episode. So that's the trailer out of the way. I have actually some new shop lights, some new workshop lights. These are sent out from a company named Hyperlite. Very high quality light, and I'm very excited to get these up because one thing that I've always struggled with in the shed is the lighting, which is why I have like literally 1,000 lights above me. But when I was budgeting for the lighting in the shed, I couldn't afford like basically any sort of decent lights, and these strips here were only 10 bucks each. So you can see why I went with them. Give you guys a little bit of insight. These are a 7700K, which is like a very cool white. So these new lights, they are, I believe, 5000K, which is gonna be a lot better for filming because it's like daylight. Basically, the camera only wants to see one light, and when we have daylight out there, and then when we have cool white in here, the camera sort of wigs out a little bit. Now, one thing that Hyperlite actually did, which was quite amazing, is they ran my shed dimensions through a computer simulation, and it showed exactly where I need to mount the light. So judging off their computer, this should be more than enough to light up the shed. And I'm gonna do a little before and after, and we're gonna basically disconnect all these lights, and then we'll chuck a new high bays up. We'll do a quick little before and after, and we'll see how good these hyper lights are. Right, so the trailer's out, which means we can start doing these lights, but I just want to quickly ask you guys if you can see a quality difference in this video and the last video compared to our rest, because I'm now filming on our brand new camera. Now this camera was definitely a big spend for me. It did cost a lot of money, but I did want to bring the YouTube game to the next level with my quality. So I hope you guys can notice it. I can definitely see on the screen it's a lot better. And on my last camera, if I try to film in a dark corner like this, the footage would go all grainy. My face looked really, really white in a lot of videos as well. The colors were just way off. And it's probably a little bit down to this lighting as well, but it was also massively down to the camera. But hopefully after today's video, we'll have the lighting looking primo. We have the new camera, so the quality of the next videos moving forward in the shed should be 1,000 times bloody better. I don't know much about LED lights, but that thing looks freaking mad. That actually took a lot longer than I was expecting, but all 4 lights are now hung up on the roof. Now, because they put it into a computer program, I did actually measure it and made sure that the lights are exactly where they need to be. They're all wired up, all zip tied up, and they're ready to go. So let's check out how they look. 3, 2, 1, boom. Definitely a different light. You can see that my face should be a little bit different, although the camera will adjust to it. You can see a little bit more light. Shut this bastard. Oh yeah, it's so different. That is so different. It's the color that's like really different. I don't think it has more light just because I had so many other lights. I had 14 of them, but it's definitely a lot nicer of a color. So it's a lot more like daylight in here now, which is what I was chasing. And the other good thing is, because we have so many plugs on the roof now, we have probably, what's that? We have 10 spare plugs. You can actually just go and buy some 5000K strip lights and put some more strip lights back in just to get that light back. For now, that is bloody mint. You can see here we've got the before and after. Now, because I mounted the lights too close to the center of the shed, we do have some shadowing on the after. But one thing you can really tell is the difference in the color and the temperature. This is much more closer to daylight, so the camera should not be wigging out anymore. So massive shout out to Hyperlite for sending 4 of these out. Goes without saying, if you guys are chasing a LED light for your shed, definitely hit them up. They are very, very good quality light, and I'm bloody pumped with the results. It's actually so much better. The more I sort of sit in here and the more these are warming up, it is so much better. I think that's what it was. I think they needed to warm up. Just look at it now. It's definitely a lot better in here. I'm pumped. Absolutely stoked with that. Thanks Hyperlite, appreciate it a lot. Now let's move on to the next project. I think I want to quickly dynabolt my grinding stand in, and then I want to show you guys a potential little new project on the channel. So I built this little grinding stand not too long ago, but I never got around to dynabolting it into the ground. So I'm going to quickly dynabolt that in, and then I just have to quickly bolt the top section in obviously as well. I'm not going to film that, I'll just get it done. I'll see you guys in a sec. Righto, that is all done. You can see she's bolted in nice and tight. You can turn her on now. She runs good. That's bloody good, because I've honestly had that thing sitting there for ages now and I haven't been able to use it. So now I can at least use the bench grinder. I'll get rid of the grinding wheel and I'll just put a wire wheel on and then just have the belt sander on the other side. So now that that's done, let's get into the reason that you probably clicked into this video. Now, probably about 6 or 7 months ago, I actually went out and bought a 4x4. Now, I wasn't actually looking for a 4x4, and I don't plan on really using it as a 4x4, but I think we can use it in the channel in some sort of way. I was actually going out looking for just a tray back daily because we bought this house. We've been doing a lot of tip runs, all that sort of stuff. So we got rid of the Civic that we had. Some people might remember the Civic. Got rid of that, managed to track down this little ute. He had it up for 2.5 grand. And when I got there, it was bucketing out oil. So I offered him a measly 1,400 bucks and he took it. Drove it home from Bow Desert back to the Sunshine Coast, and it actually drove amazing. So that was a good thing. It's just a matter of fixing the oil leak. What I'm gonna do, rather than talk about it anymore, I'm gonna bring it around so you guys can have a look at it, and then I'm gonna pitch my idea to you guys. If you guys all agree on a figure that we can sort of spend on it, then we might have ourselves a new little project. But before I bring it around, don't get too hyped, because 1,400 bucks does not get you very far, but let's see what you guys think.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, they ain't gon' feed you. I been all on my grind, so why I need you. Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, they ain't gon' feed you. I been all on my grind, so why I need you. Big flex, my swole up. Double cup and I'm pulled up. Hating like hold up. What's the problem? I'm pulled up. Big flex, my swole up. Hard body, they fold up. Shawty say I done.
Righto guys, here it is. She's a 1995, maybe 94, I'm not really sure actually. Mitsubishi Triton 4x4. It's a 2.5 turbo bloody diesel. We have an aluminium bull bar. We've got an aluminium tray, a safari snorkel. Came with the UHF. It's got a tow bar. It's got a tube headboard. It is the ultimate name in performance. It would thrash a 79 series Land Cruiser. All jokes aside, I've been dailying this thing now for about 7 months. Hasn't missed a beat since I fixed it. Now the reason I got it so cheap, 1,400 bucks, was because when I got there, the thing was actually just bucking it out oil. I got it home, I took the timing cover off, I seen the oil under there, and I thought, all right, I'm gonna order a timing belt kit, which comes with all your front main seal, cam seals, all that sort of stuff. So I basically just stripped the whole front of the motor down. When I got in there, I seen in behind the crank pulley that the front main seal, so your main oil seal around your crank, was actually pushed out. Now when I went in there, I couldn't see anything irregular, and I was literally just about to put it back in when I pulled this gear off. Now this gear here actually drives the oil pump, and it's where the front main seal seats, so you can see that silver ring, that's where it seats. If you have a look right where the keyway is, I don't know if you guys can see that, there is a hairline crack, and you can actually open it like that. So under RPM, it was opening up and letting oil pass through the bottom of it. Called up Mitsubishi. It was a real struggle to get one of these. I got the last one in Australia. They sent it out to me. I put it in, redone the timing, made sure everything was sweet. I also did a water pump because that come with the kit, and then I did a valve adjustment, so I just adjusted all the valves in the motor, and it's been sweet ever since. It's alive! So like I said, 1995 Mitsubishi. Now you'll notice that the paint job is actually really good, and that is because the guy I bought it off was a panel beater. Now you can see in here that the car used to be blue. He actually painted it this nice white, and he's actually done a pretty good job. There's no orange peel, there's no real imperfections in the paint at all, so that is primo. The main reason that I even bought it is because the paint work on it is super clean, and I have never really owned an old nice clean car. Now on the front we have a 3-hoop bull bar. It did have a UHF, but I was playing around with it one day and I snapped it in half. And then obviously right here we have the old Safari plastic snorkel. So she's a little bit kitted out, it's nothing serious, but she's ready for a little red, I reckon. Moving down the side, it did actually come with chrome mirrors, but in a box it had these black mirrors, but the glass was smashed. But what I did is I pulled the glass out of the chrome mirrors and I put them into the black mirrors. You can see my silicon there. Siliconed them back up, and now we've got black mirrors on. They just look a lot better. Moving down, we've got this massive aluminium tray. It's actually 1900 wide by 1900 long, so it's a dead square. We've got the tube headboard. Obviously, this tray is way too big for this car, but it's also kind of perfect for a daily because we can just put so much stuff in it. We actually picked up a full-size couch with this thing. Down here, we've got some old LED lights. We've obviously got a tow bar as well. So these wheels here, these are actually off a Hilux. They did not come with the car. It actually come with black steel wheels, but the tread was absolutely flogged out on it. So picked these up for 150 bucks, and they've got basically brand new tires on them. Now, obviously they're very skinny, so it does look like this car's skipped leg day. Inside, we've got a rip seat here, but 2 very comfy seats. I honestly think car manufacturers need to go back to caring about the seats, because obviously this thing's a 1995 and these seats are so much more comfy than the Navara was. One of the comfiest seats I've ever sat on, honestly. Having a look inside, we've got the steering wheel, which did come with it. It has 297,000 Ks on it, but that's no biggie. Now this steering wheel I would love to get rid of because it's very crusty. And whoa, what do we got down here? Got a bit of nitrous, bit of airbags, got a bit of high boost, low boost. I don't know what someone was thinking with that, but this all come with it, except for this shifter. All this come with it. So we've got a 5 gang of rocker switches down there. We've got our UHF. We've got a Kenwood head unit, which is absolutely mint because it's got Bluetooth, so my phone just connects and it plays out these speakers here. I put this water temp gauge in here because I don't really trust those gauges there, so it took me bloody half an hour and I wired that thing up. That is pretty much inside. We've got a cup holder. We've got a little drawer there, as well as 2 more cup holders for the back, and back there we've just got 2 seats. As for comfort, this thing is one of the comfiest cars I've ever cruised around in because you just sort of recline them back, you're driving to work. This nice big long shifter's super easy to shift gears with. Absolutely love that thing. Make sure it's in neutral. So she's a little bit cold, obviously just drove it in, but we'll glow it for a second. And fires, right? Even though it's got 297,000 Ks, I can hear that compression when you start it is just mint. There's no blow-by in the motor whatsoever. But one thing that I did do I probably shouldn't have done, but I did. See, there's a big rust hole in the exhaust, but there's nothing coming out here because I cut the dog off about halfway through. It sounds pretty good actually. So under the bonnet, we've got the 2.5 turbo diesel motor, the little spoolie boy, little tiny turbo there. It also did come with an Optima battery here, and if I'm not mistaken, they are very expensive batteries, so that's good, I guess. Yeah, that's basically it with the old girl. There's not much else to show on it. Definitely think it's pretty cool. I have a soft spot for very clean old cars. I'm kind of weird. I see like an old Rodeo or something go past that a grandpa owns, and if it's clean, I froth it. And I don't know why. It's kind of weird actually now that I'm saying it out loud. So what I think we should do with this car, if you guys agree, is I think we should set a budget. We should try and transform just the look of it. We're not talking about capability here because the thing's probably never going to go off-road in its life. What I really want to do is kind of go back to the grassroots of why I started this channel, and it's showing people that you can do stuff at home. So even though I've got this shed behind me now, what I think we should do with this car is only use sort of the basic tools, not use like a top loading paint gun if we're going to paint the bull bar. Actually just go out, buy rattle cans, stuff that's readily available for the average guy at home that doesn't have many tools or the space to do a lot of things. So definitely let me know what you guys think. We would have to set some pretty serious rules. Off the top of my head, how I sort of would like to do it would be, I think around $1,500 would be a very achievable budget for a lot of people. I want to put myself in the position that I've got $1,500. I've just got given this car from, let's say, your pop or something like that. I've got no room, no tools. I just want to put myself into that position and just see what we can actually do with this thing. Let me know if you guys would watch that sort of content, because I think it would be kind of exciting. Had this thing sitting here for 7 months thinking, should I or shouldn't I introduce it to the channel? Yeah guys, that's the old daily. I call her the Triton, and she's an absolute weapon. So that is all I'm going to do in this video today. I just really wanted to get a video out for you guys. Obviously I would definitely want to know you guys' opinions on doing the Triton build. If anyone has a set of rules or anything that they want to jot down in the comments, jot them down. I'll read through every single comment and we'll just try and work something out. So just remember about these t-shirts guys, you've only got 1 week from the release of this video to order them, and I hope you guys do grab one because they honestly are one of the nicest looking t-shirts I've ever bloody seen in my whole life. That is all I have time for today guys. I'm gonna go inside and rest. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't stop, they ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you. Baby girl love my bop and I like